pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Member Anderson.
Here.
Vice President Gibson. Member Greco.
Here.
Member Swallow.
Here.
President Sweeto.
Here. Do I have a motion to approve the January minutes? I'll make that motion. Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to pay the town bills, water and sewer?
Make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve the fund and appropriation reports for January?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Correspondence, Tammy?
Okay, Joe Bachman is going to speak to us.
Okay, Jill.
All right, so as you guys know, starting July 1st, all public meetings of elected officials have to be live streamed. So that I can make sure that, things are working the way they're supposed to. We are starting that this month. This is currently being live. This is live on YouTube. A link will be available on the town's website afterwards. But this will, with the way it's currently set up, will satisfy all of the requirements of the state law as far as it being live streamed, it being available for view after the fact, and being digitally stored. So right now, anybody from the town, actually anybody from around the world, can see the meeting. I have looked at the state law, and Lloyd, I'd like you to review it also just to make sure it doesn't appear that we have to read comments that come in. So I know normally there's a 3-minute period at the end of a meeting for the public to comment. From what I've seen in that law, it does not state that we have to read any comments that came in during the meeting during that time frame.
Oh,
Mainly because I don't think there's really no way. I know we're supposed to stand up, state our name, address. There's really no way to do that online. So
okay. That it? Thank you, Joe.
that's it.
Police chief.
Okay, actually, I put that in there because I'd like to take this moment to thank the police chief for the way he did his notes last month. It made my job incredibly easy, or much easier, not incredibly easy. It just made it a little bit easier. And I just want to say that he did a really great job, and I just wanted to recognize it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, no ordinance, no resolutions, Department of Police.
Good.
All right, so for the month of January, so far to this date, for January, it was 650 calls for service. As of 5 minutes ago, we responded to 955 calls for service. For information purposes, any call for service, an emergency call for service, defined as any call generated by Lake County Central Dispatch. That result creates a case number, so that's where you get your emergency call for service, or as they say, emergency police dispatch. Those numbers are by county, not by us. For January, we wrote a total of 99 citations, 43 state, 23 local ordinances, 33 warnings, and 37 vehicles. New Chicago police officers are required to complete state mandated training annually. Also should receive some trainings in the following list of stuff. You guys can look over that. These are the things that the minimum that we do every year to keep our police files. So that's listed for you. Staffing issues. Due to ongoing concerns and scrutiny regarding the hiring process for new officers, I'm formally requesting that the Town of Chicago Police Commission and Town Council assume full responsibility for hiring and background investigation. This includes application reviews, interviews, background investigation, final hiring process, and swearing in of new officers. If approved, I request that change be officially noted by the town clerk treasurer, I'm in compliance with the Kansas, Ohio, and some personnel issues, with the advice of Attorney Mullins, I took, the people's names off applications, off the list. But these are our recent candidates who have Tier 1 certification, which will be swearing in, I believe I told them, March the 8th. We also are looking at the reserve applications. You guys might be aware, House Bill 1186 passed last night in the House, 88-8, which is gonna basically get rid of the reserve. Reserves gonna have no power. They can't do anything. One of my most seasoned reserves today just told me come next month, he's not sticking around. So,
You might not pass.
it's heavily supported by the Republicans. The Senate is Republican.
Not ready.
Behind that is, I did a breakdown of some of the calls that we went on last year. Whether it's 911 hang up, 911 line, abandoned vehicles, whether it's a homicide, a robbery, DUI, they tell you exactly how many of those calls we went on last year. Behind that list is a financial report. I won't speak about that out loud, but it's a show in the 3 years, we being chief, what we brought in LLE, IDP, donations, and tow, with a graph to support it. I also just grabbed a couple of departments that surround them: Gary, Lake Station, Hobart, Crown Point, Lake County, and Maryville. And they're hiring. So when you guys ask why we having a hard time hiring people, look at what these departments are offering, and they're having a hard time hiring people. Then ask yourself, what do we offer? And ask yourself, where would you go if you were looking to get people? That's all I have.
Any comments from the council? Well, Earl, as far as you passing that on to the police commissioners, I believe that is part of your job, plus them to be in on that. I don't think it's up to the council to do that. All right. Also, I want to bring up, Earl, you gave us a schedule, and on Tuesday, Officer Beldato works every Tuesday from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., right?
Okay.
Okay, so you have no coverage from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. So why do you feel you have to work 12 hours that day? You're scheduled 12 hours.
Also, about others, the reserve. Under my administration, no reserves would cover a shift. This is an emergency situation.
So
And,
then you have no officers at all.
and if Brad, if you don't mind, also about the other might be a different case, but Brad would tell you, and I'm sorry for Brad, he got ate up on the stand yesterday by the defense attorney.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
He got destroyed on the stand by a defense attorney yesterday. This is what happened, and there's no disrespect to Detective Rivera because he's awesome, but this is what happened when you have reserve police officers doing a full-time police officer capacity without someone that can help them and back them up. It's a safety issue, it's a liability issue, and yeah, Officer Baldazo has been a police officer for
A long time.
20, 30 years.
Mhm.
But also Baldazo also got sick the other day while I worked after 2 hours. If I wasn't on.
Yeah, but Earl, the thing, and that's fine, people do get sick and something comes up, but instead of you working overtime that day, you could work your regular 8 hours and work 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. to cover the shift, if he would get sick.
Okay, Madam President, you guys got to pay me for 8 hours regardless.
I know.
So then I'm still doing 12 hours because from 2 to 6, I have to cover those 4 hours.
No, you would work 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's 8 hours.
Get to sleep in.
No, he's scheduled 12 hours. So
Well,
we don't.
I would do whatever, I would do whatever you guys want,
I'm
but
trying to cut down on the
I want to go on the
overtime.
record. Under my regime, a reserve is not to cover a full shift without a full-time police officer. No other police department. No other.
I don't know. We did it always before. It was always done that way. I don't know if things have changed.
It's not a
at this
law
point.
decision, though, it's an administrative decision. However,
So then therefore, you don't get no rest. You have to work 12 hours, 7 days a week.
Madam President, I've been working 12 hours, 7 days a week since 2020. when
I
first
know.
came. And it's never been a problem.
I don't know. Earl, I don't know. That's hard.
I will do whatever you guys want. If you guys want reserves to cover the shift, they will cover the shift.
That you need to take up with the police commissioners.
From a legal liability
Yeah, the legal
Yeah.
liability.
standpoint. Not gonna have just reserves on duty.
Yeah, but
I mean,
him working 12 hours, 7 days a week, it's a liability too.
the trouble is, you look through some of these comments. We need more qualified and better people, but we don't have the money to pay
No,
more qualified and better people. So, you know, it's the catch-22, so the chief who knows how to do all this stuff, he ends up working 12 hours a day. So
but
kind of in a catch-22, we can't, I don't know of any solution to this unless we get enough money to hire more policemen. That's about it.
But the thing, my concern is the overtime. It's killing us.
Okay. I will do my contracted 40 hours a week, effective, funding.
But Earl, don't be like that. I mean, I'm trying to get a point across. It's hard. It's hard for you, it's hard for us, you know. I'm not trying to pick on you, but I mean, we can't sustain this. It's hard.
Do you know with the numbers, because we were short 2 officers and I picked up the slack, we saved almost $10,000 last year?
Well, I don't know what I figured, no.
Madam Treasurer?
We did. It would have cost about $10,000 more for the year for us to have two more paid.
Oh, I was
police
figuring one
officers.
paid police officer that left at May 20.
Even with the $127,000
Yes.
he made last
I
year?
went through and added it.
It's 125.
I went through and added it.
But
don't know
I
what the
will do
answer
40 hours. So with that, there will be times where there's no police coverage. Now, I did reach out to the sheriff department, and to, Sheriff Martinez, or Representative Pence, to come out and speak to you guys about whatever they can do to help. He didn't respond to that email, so the council's more than welcome to reach out to the sheriff department.
I will.
But there will be no coverage on Sundays, on the days, we won't have officers. That's-
So then we'll have to have county cover us, that it's mandatory. If we
Isn't someone coming back, though? Isn't he getting out of the academy?
When he gets out of the academy, he goes back to his pay spot on night. Officer Morant is just filling me in right now while he's there. And we're about to lose him because he just got a conditional offer from railroad.
Well, then he's gonna have to pay us back.
We didn't send Officer Morant.
No.
Hubble's coming back to his shift.
Yeah.
Hubble's coming back. He's back.
Not you. But I mean, we gotta do something's gotta happen.
No worries.
I mean, I will reach out to Oscar myself. I'll go there and see him and see if we can work out something. Because it's not fair to you either.
My son, my 11-year-old is at his first wrestling match tonight. I'm here.
Yeah, and, you know, it's not like we're trying to come down on you, but we have to look at all aspects.
It's okay.
Okay, fine. That's it?
That's it.
Okay. Police commissioners. John,
All right. So going forward, meetings, I'm going to speak about our meeting, what we talked about, everything. So the main focus here obviously is the hiring. We all understand the issue. We all understand the concerns, right? Okay. he did go down a list of potential candidates. 4 different departments, let go for excessive use of force, all these other reasons.
Yeah, don't name names.
Well, I don't know the names.
Okay.
I don't remember the names. Yeah, I'm not naming names because can't. So those are the type of people we're getting. Now, do we need to, we're never gonna match South Bend's offerings. We're never gonna match those people. It's a lot of money. They're offering taking cards, all that good stuff, right? So we spoke about it. He went down the list, explained what was going on. Jim, were you there? Jim was there. So at the end of the day, the hiring process deal, that's what took that night and said, I feel that it's appropriate for us as a police commission to do the full hiring process because we're not authorized to even run background checks. We don't have that kind of, I feel that needs to stay with him. And that's what I said, correct? Okay. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that we can go back and forth on, but if these are the applicants we're getting, we can't control that, obviously. Neither can he. But I agree with the council. We do need to figure out a plan where you're not working 7 days a week. For the same reasons that they stated. Safety issues for you and yourself and the motoring public. You're out driving all hours a day, 7 days a week. It's a lot. I know you don't want to be here 7 days a week. You've made that very clear. Completely understand. So we talked about these things. We went over, you know, the applicants he got, and yeah, I told Sheriff, no, I don't want none of those guys. Why would you?
No, you're not gonna put this.
Yeah,
in
so-
jeopardy.
It's a matter of, we can put these people on the street, but it's gonna create problems. So we don't wanna do that, and I would assume that none of us want it. Because you got people that have been doing something with currency electoral for very idiotic things that they know as a police officer they can't do. We're not gonna have to do it here. It just makes it worse for him and for the town. We want good people. I did agree with his statement that we should have just as good as officers as Maryville or everybody else. We should. It's a challenge for those reasons I stated earlier. We're not gonna be able to match those pays.
No.
And they will go with those departments because they're not paying more. But, you know, I know we relied on reserves in the past. And I didn't hear about this law until tonight. I didn't know they passed anything like that.
in the house.
So as far as the reserves working a shift, I was under the assumption, based on past practice of past people, that reserves, as long as they were through their FTO, that they were able to work a shift. And that was how we were covering shifts without paid officers.
It's been like that in the past, doesn't make it right. Put it in perspective, police officer goes to the academy for 16 weeks.
Mhm.
After 16 weeks, they do 90 days, 98-hour or more days of FTO, right? Before they're allowed to be put on the road by themselves. And they're still considered a rookie for the next 2 or 3 years. Now, these departments, they have senior officers there to back them up when they're making mistakes, senior officers there to say, hey, do it this way, don't do it that way. They have a supervisor that they can rely on. A reserve goes through 40 hours of training, a modified FTO, and then we put them out on the streets with the same police powers and the same authority as this person who just put in close to 1,000 hours to do this job. You're not going to get the same results. They don't even have, the reserves here don't even have anyone they can ask right on the spot that's sitting there with them, hey, what do I do in this case? At the most, I'm sorry?
No, I should say, I don't consider Officer Baldazzo a reserve because he's been on the police force for 30 years.
He's an exception, but he's a reserve.
But I'm saying, I know he's a reserve, but he has more experience than you do.
But he's only working 1 day a week.
I know, but I'm just saying, he was saying he can't be out on the road by himself, but he's like, because I know in the past, we've had a lot of retired police officers from different places that have just come back because, you know, they kind of miss the work and they'll work a couple days a week for us.
My statement started off with Officer Baldazzo is an exception.
Okay.
There's one thing that and I'm not sure that everybody understands is the chief gets a lot of overtime, but it's straight time. It doesn't go, it's not time and a half. So everybody knows that. So basically he gets the same that he's making on 40-hour weeks. If he works 84 hours, which is double, there's no,
It's base pay.
yes. If a normal officer is out there, say they make $18 an hour, they're making more money on him if they go over 40 hours. So it's cheaper,
I understand,
money-wise, to have him work.
but it's a liability. When you got somebody saying they work 22 hours, 22 hours, 22 hours, 3 days in a row, that's a liability.
Well, yeah, but he's
8 months.
much better of an officer than these people that we learned about have worked, so they're a liability too. We need good cops that know what they're doing. Yeah, and yes, it's too many hours, and I've been saying that for a long time.
I've been saying that for years.
But it's, because it's gonna kill him and he doesn't get to see his family.
It never was said when I was working for free. When I was reserved. It never brought up.
No, but they didn't know you were on the midnight shift.
When I worked in the Perry, when I worked under,
Sanzina.
Senzina,
We didn't
when I
see
worked under Martin.
The midnight shift, that's.
Yeah, we didn't see
And I was working midnight, 12-hour shift, leaving here and going straight to work my regular job during the day, working the same amount of hours. I never even got a thank you. It's crazy, I got a work, I never, but you guys knew I was here. You guys knew someone had to
No,
come
I didn't
to
know you were here all the time like that. I did not.
For 3 years, you guys didn't know we had.
I didn't know, when you were a reserve, I didn't know you worked like that. I did not. Because I don't know the ones that are working midnights.
So, in my opinion, we had a death, we had a fire death, okay, you got 2 reserves out there. Okay, they had to call him, he had to write up the report, okay, you had 2 shootings, right? Okay, who's gonna take those reports? If it goes to court, who's gonna have to go to court?
Sue, that's an exception.
Well,
Oh, you know you're gonna bring the
but I'm
chief in for
saying-
that.
That is an exception, but it's happening, right?
Yeah,
I would not trust anybody with him to handle the major crimes.
well, absolutely. But
So let me just sum it up with this, because, well, so I can finish up in case you guys want to talk some more about this. So, again, I was going off past practice, past people, they were having reserves cover shifts, reserves that finish up, all that stuff. That's how my understanding was, that how we covered shifts when we were short pay officers. Now, if you're saying that's an admin decision, this is, like I said, we didn't talk about this tonight, otherwise we would talk about this at the meeting. You just brought it up today. If we have reserves, so just in conclusion, this is my opinion. We have reserves and they finished FTO. Basically, they're not gonna be allowed to work the road by themselves. They can only work if a senior officer is basically on shift too.
Until they get the experience, like in years, so Brad, we have no problem with Brad. With dogs, we have no problem with him working.
Okay.
But what I do, and he can contest to this, when he's working, I have a chance to catch up on all my administrative stuff that I can't do because I've been covering patrol. I have a chance to now look at grants, I have a chance to catch up on reports, I have a chance to do all the stuff that I present to you guys that I have to do at home because I'm responding to calls when I'm covering patrol.
Well, I think the concern that was brought up was if he's here from 6 to 2 on Tuesday, is that where you can get some time off is what the twice being brought up.
With you, whatever they want. Come Sunday, I will work.
Well,
Come Sunday, I will work 10 to 6, Monday through Friday.
well, here's the thing. Let's come up with a plan.
That is Monday.
Well, it's a one-side. We have to seek
The
cover.
problem is overtime. That would cut out the overtime. Then Councilman Swallow can be.
But minus that. If you decide to do that Sunday,
It's a little uncalled for.
A lot is.
well,
Yeah.
you don't have to get defensive.
Mhm. Maybe we should, maybe really what we should look into is just disbanding the police department and having Lake Station, Hobart, or county picking us up.
Well, Lake Station, Hobart won't pick us up, but you can go to county and see if they.
Well, I'm just saying, because it's always gonna be a problem if we can't get officers, if we can't do
the
this.
point I'm making with that statement is, I say it's one-sided, and it's not in a negative way towards you. But think about when Sunday comes, and now what do we do, right? That's not really much notice. If she's gonna contact Oscar, let's see what Oscar has about. Let's make some plans first before we just say, I'm working my.
That's fair. I'm not being facetious.
But let's make a plan, is my point.
I'm not being facetious. Here's the issue. For years, I felt like the best solution to get qualified people was to, hey, I'll cover the shit. I would sacrifice time with my family, with my kids, and everything else, so that you guys who live in this town can sleep peacefully. Right? And I've been scrutinized for that. So then the opposite is give you guys what you want and work with 40 hours. But then it's like I'm scrutinized for that. Where do I fit in here?
Well, I'm scrutinizing working 40. Do I think you should work 40? I think if we had the opportunity for you to work 40, I 100% agree. What I'm saying is, you're saying Sunday, next pay period. Let's come up with a plan.
I would come up with a
Let's come
plan.
up with a plan first, not just say, well, in 2 weeks, I'm on my 40. We gotta have a plan, it's Wednesday and Sunday comes and we have no help. We can't do that. We all know that.
I will, you,
So let's-
Commissioner, but this is what you're saying. Hey, we don't like what you're doing, but keep doing what you're doing to help us figure out what we're gonna do next.
This isn't help us, this is to help the whole town, help everybody. This isn't just to help us. This is we need to come up with a plan.
We will.
And then you can switch your schedule. Hey, I'm working 40 hours.
I just want to say that a strong police force is very necessary for this town. If you want to look at the difference between Hammond and Munster and Griffin, you breathe wrong in Munster, they're right in the 50. My kid. And, well, I'm telling you, that policing keeps everybody in the up and up. If they, that if something's going on and it's being taken care of, people are gonna go to jail if they don't behave. This keeps our property values up. This keeps the community up. So the best, I really dislike not having somebody online or there and available all the time. That's key policing, these domestic arguments happen at night when they start beating the heck out of each other. They get drunk. They don't happen during the day. People seeing the gangs don't want to come in if they see the cops always harassing them. This is how we keep the town nice. So keeping, and he's done a lot of work with kids and indoctrinating that police officers aren't their enemy. He has giveaways on Christmas for the kids. So, and that's important in the relationship between the police and the community is always important. We want to keep the values of this town up and stuff. It's good to, we really need a strong police force. Weakening it is just not the thing. We've got to figure out a different or better way. So he doesn't die early. But we keep the town protected.
Agree 100%. And it's not a matter of trying to make the best plan for us so we can cut your overtime. Let's make the best plan for the whole town. That's what we're here for. We're here to make the town, make sure it's police, make sure everything's good. I'm just saying is, let's figure out a plan and go from there. And the only thing, so I know Brad and Jerry work, whatever they work. Brad, I don't know what you work. I know Jerry's every Tuesday. But, so my only thing to say would be, if Brad's working and Jerry's working, that would be, if they're able to work by themselves, you say they are, that'd be a good time for you to get some downtime. That's the point I'm making. I don't think it's, we just want to, you can't work 7 days a week forever. Yeah, I mean, that's all I'm saying. So if you don't want the other reserves to work, understandable. If you don't feel comfortable with them, I get it, because it is a liability. So if you, I guess sourcing downtime is what I'm getting at. So.
Keep trying to find a way, we can share
Right.
whatever we can do to help.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Come up with a plan.
Figure out a way to help them.
Let's come up with a plan. But hearing that they can work alone, maybe that's the opportunity for you to take that downtime while they're working. So that's all I have.
Thanks, John. So Earl, let me ask you something. Because when you said with the reserves, you said that, is it your opinion not to have reserves on the road, or is it by state?
Madam President, I recant that statement. I would.
I don't know, I
cover
don't
the
know.
road.
Huh?
I would make sure these guys are covering the road, by this stuff.
I'm just asking you.
Yes, ma'am. I'm just, I hear what you guys are saying, and I'm gonna do what's best for the town. I will make sure I will let you guys know.
Because I didn't know if it was a state thing or if it was administration
It's administrative.
It's yours,
It's
okay.
administrative and best practice throughout the state.
Then we'll never have no reserves, no officers then.
If 1186 passed through the Senate, we won't have reserves.
Yeah, well, that's true. Okay, fine. Anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Any comments for the council? Fire.
I'd just like to take this opportunity because of the weather we've been having. It's been extremely cold and everything. I want to thank the police department. I want to thank the firefighters. And I want to thank the street department because I know they've been busy. And I want to thank them all for, doing their job and doing what they're supposed to do, not complaining or anything else. And it's been extremely hazardous out there, extremely cold. And I'm proud of each and every one of them. And I think you all should be too. Thank you.
Yeah, we are. Okay, town manager.
And thank me for being out there in the cold with them too.
And town manager. She was out there.
Okay, you know Robert's going to do water and that.
That's fine. The asbestos report just came in at 5:30, so I gave you all copies of that. I sent Avamars a question because I'm not sure what we do with it now. If that's gonna be in the bid quotes and how they handle it. So Lloyd looks like, said he looked at it and said it doesn't look like we have a whole lot. But we got
I don't know
some.
what it costs.
So,
There's no price here. They didn't say
what?
how much.
That's on your demolition people.
I gotta go.
This is just your asbestos people who took the sample.
But demolition can't do this.
Yes.
Yes, it is your demolition. It's no different than a state road project, so we do run into asbestos
I thought they
on
were.
road. So there's a company that will test and let you know, yes, you have it, no, you don't.
Oh,
If it's yes, then your demolition company has to dispose of it properly, probably be certified in a
I
specific
thought it
manner.
was two separate things to do that.
No,
So what they will have is special containers, they'll bid it out, knowing there's asbestos there, it's the way I understand it. And then they'll take down the other stuff, the asbestos has to go to a different landfill or something. And what that costs is, I don't know, but depends on the New Chicago Hoover Township board, so
Yeah.
don't worry about that. I just wanted to give you an update on it, so that has come in. I'm worried about this, tax bill going forward. You know how you guys are gonna run your town
Oh, yeah.
with no taxes?
Yeah.
They want you to do a resolution and send it to your senators. So that might be a good idea if we get something going on that and then send it to your.
There was a letter with the address to send it to, wasn't there, Sue?
I
I
didn't see
think
that.
so.
Everybody knows who this is. Okay. I think
That's
that- Robert can take the rest of it.
No, it's Park. Joe,
Parks Board, still working on, figuring out what we're gonna do for the 55th anniversary. We did put a poll up on Facebook, that's gonna be going on through our next meeting to see how, the public would like us to handle going forward with, making the Easter egg hunt, more ADA friendly, for the hunt. We did set dates for Rummage in the Park. May 3rd is gonna be the first one. September 6th will be the second one. We also signing up for the Legacy Foundation Grant Station, that should give us access to a lot more grants that we can go after for various things that, hopefully we'll get the full money back on. Someone maybe 100%, someone probably matching, but we are working on getting that. Outside of that, we're still waiting to hear back from River Forest as to what we're looking at for Lunch and Learn.
Actually, they're planning to do it if the funding comes through.
Okay.
Well, that's what I thought.
Outside of that, that was majority. I got other stuff on here, but it's mostly just kind of discussions back and forth. Was there anything you'd like to add?
The community application was submitted with a request for both the town and the park. They may need to arrange a site visit with us. I think it's been too cold. Nobody wants to come do that yet. But the feedback I got from Jennifer Birchfield was that they received it favorably.
Good. Is that it, Joe?
That's it.
All right, John, Plan Commission,
Um,
or Joe, either one.
Joe, you want to go or you want me to go?
I can do it real quick.
Okay.
Let me just find my little notes here. Hey, come on, where are you? There you are. All right, so tonight we had Rady Magoo's. They were approved pending final inspection from fire department. The tower lease over at Casey's Bar and Grill, that was also approved by the planning commission. They are here this evening.
Right here, this gentleman.
Right here.
Nope, right here. So did the council have any questions?
Oh, I don't, I've seen it.
You've seen it? Okay.
Scott, you're Scott?
Mhm.
Okay, I talked to you.
Do we have to approve that or?
The plan commission did, I don't know that the
Okay.
council does.
It's always a Plan Commission.
Okay.
Just so the council, if council had any questions.
Okay. We also had Mark with the old American Auto Store here. And that was quite a lengthy discussion, so I don't really have much in notes because I do the minutes. So I was just
Okay.
going to replay the video to make my minutes out of it.
Okay, Joe.
The long and short of it though was, he has passed electrical, NIPSCO has turned it back on. He has passed fire, he has passed the building. We are allowing him to do work inside the building on vehicles minus painting. He is looking at getting a paint booth. He's gonna get with, Joe Eakins and Brad Rivera to, when he goes to install that, to make sure it's installed properly and up to code. But as of now, he is approved by the planning
You
commission
had
to,
compliance.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's it, Joe?
that was it.
Thank you. All right, Robert, sewer.
Everything is good with the sewers and everything. The only thing that we've been dealing with is breaks, as everybody knows. And
Okay, that's with streets.
with
Water.
water now, yeah, sewers, I've had no, just,
Okay, you just say all, local water, sewer.
okay.
streets,
And
whatever.
as far as the water, the only thing we've been dealing with is breaks. We had one break 40 feet away from the other break that we dealt with within 3 days. The other ones, we had, our pump went out. We had to contact H&G to come out and assist us with that one on Liverpool. And where was the other, on 33rd and LaPorte, we had to put a new hydrant in because the old one was from the 50s and it wouldn't shut off once they tried to get the air out of the system so the rest of the pipes wouldn't break. So we had to replace a hydrant along with the break that was down there and a service that ran across the street from the sand getting into service and clogging their service.
So, Robert, how many breaks have you had?
Off the top of my head, in the last month, probably about 5.
And probably more like 8.
Yeah, well, so I'm trying to be wishful here, but yeah, there's been several and
Besides the meter freezing.
meter freezes. We had over 50?
26.
Yeah, well, I thought it was 50. It felt like 50, but even today, and people think Facebook fixed their meters, but they don't. You know, we do, and it's when it's not our fault, they blame us anyways. But that's part of what we signed up for. But when we get out there, we try to expedite it and get them done as quick as possible so people can get back online. But we can only fix our side of the thing and replace the meters. And when they don't want to follow directions to leave their water drip or run or anything, and they bust out meters, and then they wonder, well, why ain't I got no water? It's their own fault. They create the problem through negligence. So people have to be more proactive in stopping their lines from freezing.
And I know the guys have had a lot of problems, and Sue and I have talked about this. We're going to, this summer, probably start replacing some of the valves because they won't shut down. They do these in full force.
Well, me and the town manager were speaking about that today. She told me to keep notes on when we can't shut them down so we can start addressing them. And she came up with a suggestion about a line that runs down 36 through alongside the railroad tracks that runs over to Englehart
Yeah.
over there. There's a,
Sharon Stater.
it's a knuckle, for a less of a better term, and it's about this big, and it's flexible, so it flexes with the line because it washes out, because there's a lot of wetland back there. And we just replaced, I think a year or so ago, when we were back there, over
Oh, yeah.
20 something feet of
That was last year.
new pipe back there that we did it with the help of one of the workers for H&G. And we ran all new pipe up to that knuckle, but it has to go from that knuckle beyond and be buried, because we had to insulate it. We had to self-insulate it so that way it wouldn't freeze and break again. So we're trying, and we just had Velocity Plumbing take our old flow meter that was in the basement of Town Hall and
Yeah.
install it over in the Public Works building. And that's a good indicator of when there's a break. I know you don't like me saying that, but
Yeah.
it registers on there and
That's
it
good.
narrows it down to where it is and what we can do. So I can just go over and look at that, and we know there's a disturbance because there's an anomaly on the chart. And it kind of points you in the right, it narrows your scope down of where it could be.
Great.
Yeah. So, and that's all. And one more thing I like to say is with Mr. Mayo, when he's not on duty or something like that, and you have reserves or something out there, could you please tell them on, like, if the streets get bad, they call you, how our system always been, they call you and then you call me. And could you tell them what the criteria is? So that way, it's not some guy out for an evening ride, going home and then calls you and then you call me. We stick to how the police do it, and then I'm alerted, and then we get on top of it. So that way we don't have to play catch up. All right, thank you, sir. And everything else is okay. We just gonna go get our generator fixed. That's what we had to go, why we had to have H&G help us with the one on Liverpool. We got all the way down to it, exposed the main, and the generator stopped. We were right there.
And then you had to fix the tire too, the brake.
It's just,
I mean, it's just seemed like
It's
it's been
fun.
one thing after another.
it's fun, but everything got repaired, everything got fixed, and we're here to work another day.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
And thank the guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Streets, sanitation.
Oh, that's Robert. He didn't have nothing. Stormwater, it's fine. Old business?
Robert has to go to schools.
Yeah.
Employees.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. I just got I got to go for the floodplain administrator to get certified as a floodplain administrator on March 18th. Yeah, March 18th in Indianapolis, and then return the 18th, and the next morning go to a MS4 meeting in Gary for my rest of my credits for keep my certification for MS4 coordinator.
Busy guy. Thanks, Robert.
We don't need to approve that, do we?
No. Mm-mm.
We approved it first of the year that any schooling there to go to, so including Tammy, including the chief. So, Joe, I don't know when your schooling is, so.
I'm highly educated.
You don't need to go to school, Joe. Okay, any old business? New business? Legal report, no.
Yeah,
Oh, hold
Oh,
on,
wait a minute.
he raised his hand.
Oh, I'm
Scott,
sorry.
Pardon the interruption. I heard what you said about the planning commission report and that maybe the town council doesn't need to approve the
Do
project.
we need to sign?
But according to the ordinance, and it's Article 5, Section 13-41 of the Town of New Chicago zoning code, the town council determines which uses are approved in the business district.
Oh.
And I'm grateful that you sound
Then we
supportive,
will
but
approve it.
I believe it does
let's-
Let's
require,
do an actual motion to
Yeah,
that.
we're just
Yes.
gonna take a vote. Do I have a motion to approve the tower to go, I don't know your address, Kenny.
2970.
Eli.
Can we
Oh,
go?
No,
Eli.
he left.
And
It's,
Kenny- Behind Kenny's Bar and
Well,
Grill.
that was another topic that we, that actually doesn't have an address, and that's the bar address. This parcel doesn't have it.
Okay, so it's behind Kenny's Bar and Grill.
Does it have to have an address?
the parcel ID is identified in the materials that I submitted, so you could reference those materials
Okay,
for now.
the parcel ID.
And we'll
Okay.
seek an official address for emergency services
Okay,
from the
okay.
county.
I'll make a motion to approve the rise of the tower.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you very much.
Just to make it official then, should you do that for the other two really quick? Since we're doing it for the one, you need to do it for the other two,
The tower?
No, for
No.
American Auto.
American Auto and Grady Magoo.
So do I have a motion to approve Brady Magoo and the American Auto businesses to open up?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, Joe. Okay, legal.
I had an old one coming back to us, Officer okay, he filed suit in September. I didn't talk to the insurance company, after going through two insurance companies, because it was so long ago that it was argued that we no longer do business with. It's picking it up, which is good, because I think it'll keep us off of, our new insurance companies' rails, but I want to emphasize how much, if you read the complaint in that, not having a police force that's under control, it looks bad. And a lot of stuff was said about the New Chicago Police Department in that lawsuit that I don't believe is true. But it still looks bad, and the former officer who suing us said all this. Now, fortunately for us, he had a workforce for 4 years. And I do want to praise the chief in his handling of this. He wasn't the chief at the time. But he's the one that told Perry to hand this over to the Atlanta State Police, which is exactly the right thing to do. So that it's not us investigating our own police officer and prosecuting. I think the town will probably get out of this just because the allegations are too old and everything. But keeping good people here, keeping good police officers is just more important than we even think, in my opinion.
I read that, but, and they mentioned, Perry and that, but the way I read it, and I could be wrong, but what I read, they were actually going after the two state police officers.
They are primarily. It doesn't, they looped us in and filed a cause of action somehow. I don't think.
I think they were just looping us in because he was here, but actually they're going after those two guys.
And,
So do you need an executive session for that?
Not yet, no.
Is the insurance gonna cover it?
They're going to come. I got the word.
Thank goodness.
So
They don't have any.
They're taking it, they're, so they're gonna come.
Okay.
So we're good on that.
Yeah.
Just, the importance of having a police department that's run right, doing right is just kind of emphasized by that suit. In my opinion. That's all.
Anything? That's all?
That's it.
Okay, any announcements? Anything to,
I'd like to do, if you're doing open forum, I'd like to say
well,
something under open forum.
okay, hang on a second.
Okay.
Any comments from the council? Okay, open forum.
All right, couple things I just want to mention, since we do have a larger crowd here than usual. One, we do have the reach alert system.
Yes.
I've been trying to get people to sign up for that. Information can be found on the town's website. It's on the sign down by the fire department. It has been posted several times on Facebook. I do send out, I try to get them out as quickly as I can when Robert gets a hold of me, Sue gets a hold of me, Sharon, whoever. I will get it out on Reach Alert first. It may be a few hours until it hits Facebook, depending on what I have going on during that time. But for the people in town, if anybody happens to be watching this, other than my wife, who I know was watching it because she texted me saying that they could actually hear us, sign up for Reach Alert. It's free. The town provides it to keep you informed. Secondly, and this is something that kind of came up with the President's Day holiday. Who do we call if there's a main break?
On the back of the bill, you call 911.
Okay,
And then they will contact chief and he will contact
Robert. Okay, so just call
911.
emergency services. Okay,
Don't get on Facebook because Facebook don't fix pipes.
right.
Yeah.
No,
You go
that's, well, no,
and
that's why.
contact the authorities.
So
Right.
Tammy,
Well,
can-
and but nobody thinks that, they think water
Well,
department.
like the
And it's
last
closed.
one,
Yes,
it
and
was
it's closed.
on Saturday.
But that's-
Right, so,
Now they get on
That's
Facebook
why-
and find Sue Pelfrey's name and phone number and
Hey,
call
you
me.
give everybody your phone number.
yeah.
Well, no, they do.
Well,
They-
and that's the thing too, is we do have the town website,
Mhm.
contact numbers are on there.
Yeah,
Yes,
So-
they are.
we're all of ours
Is
is
it-
posted out.
Is there a frequently asked questions page that could be put in there, like,
I will
Hey.
add that.
hey, there's water shitting all over creation over here, who do I call?
Tammy, maybe on the
3 days ago.
outside
Or
of the
like-
doors, can we maybe make a big sign for that?
They're-
Okay.
People can, because in the office, they're not looking, but maybe on the door, put a.
They can't even
If
read
they'll-
It's,
the President's Day.
here.
What are you talking about?
They got that board. She puts bulletins out on the board. People don't
Yeah,
stop and read.
Nobody.
They'd rather get on the computer and sit in their basement and gripe on the Facebook about it.
And
They don't look.
tell them, pick it up and take it home and do it. So you can lead them to water, but you can't make them
Yeah, I
drink.
know, I know.
Doesn't.
I had something.
Yeah, Tammy.
Okay, so I know that my training was already pre-approved. I'm just letting council know. March 16th to March 20th, I will be in Plainfield for ILMCT
16th
training
to what?
to the 20th.
Okay.
And then in May, I'm trying to remember the exact date. Oh, I can't remember that date, but I'll give you an update at the next meeting. But for the International Institute of Municipal Clerks, I will be in training for a week in May in St. Louis.
Yeah, okay,
And since that was pre-approved, I had to register for that early
that's fine.
because they have so many people coming. So they call them track 1, track 2, track 3, track 4.
Mhm.
And the classes are all at different times. I initially wanted track 1, but I was trying to wait until our meeting to tell you.
Mhm.
I went back and looked and all of those classes were already gone.
Oh, really?
So I had to take the mid-afternoon classes, which is track 2.
That's fine.
Okay.
And that was in St. Louis?
That's in St. Louis. That's for, and with this, I will be able to earn my certified municipal clerk
Yeah,
certification.
you need,
And then after that, I can earn a master municipal
Yeah.
clerk.
that's good. Yes.
And I already have a lot of credits.
Mhm. The more training you get, the better it will be for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, do I have a motion for adjournment?
Like the notice of adjournment.
Oh, wait a minute. Somebody,
Baldy, did you want to say something?
oh. I'm
Baldy's
sorry.
here.
So, we just add like a 10 cent off for the gallons, only for the town peoples, like police department and the town peoples fill up the gas tank. Whatever you guys see the gas price on the top is extra 10 cent off, only for the, New Chicago Police Department and New Chicago, like fires, whoever fill up the gas pump.
And the workers.
And work on work.
And the attorney.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So, whatever
Thank
you guys see sign the price, it's extra 10 cent. And we always cheaper and for the extra.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else need to speak? Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Wait, Jerry.
Oh, Jerry.
Hello, everybody. I'm new to New Chicago, but like I said, I've been a police officer for 21 years. I just wanted to say one thing. I've worked for several chiefs of police, and to tell you that Chief Mayo is the best one that I've worked for, I'm not lying. This gentleman gives his heart and soul to the city. He does what he has to do to make sure that officers have the perfect training that they need. And I just wanted to say that because, like I said, I've worked for other ones, and this guy is the best. He cares about citizens, he cares about his police officers, and he cares about the town altogether. So that's something that I wanted to put out there, just so, because like I said, I'm the new guy coming in here, but I've
You're
done this
new,
for a
but you're
long
not,
time.
Jerry.
What's that?
You're new, but you're not.
Yes, but once again, I enjoy working here for the town. Everybody here has been very receptive to me, and I can't thank you enough to be here. So thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jerry.
you.
Okay,
One thing for the chief, he did a really good job for used to be at the gas station. We have a lot of problems with the stealing, especially like school kids. They just came in stealing just for fun. And we talked to him and he explained to the kids, don't do that, otherwise you guys are in trouble. And the one time I remember that the guy came in like nighttime, around 10 o'clock, he grabbed the gun from the trunk, put him on the front, like 2-3 days straight. And I talked to the police officer, him, and he goes to his house, he's like, don't do that. We have a legal gun, but my employees are scared, and after that, we can never have it.
yeah, okay, dang. Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Meeting's over. Thank you. Oh, I got-
I did not. Oh, here, I'm gonna give